Okay, welcome back to our next video. Now this is a very exciting one. We're just straight back from New Jersey. Got home, we've been working on the S14.9 over the last couple of days, getting it ready because this man over here, Mr. Simen Olsen, he is going to be taking this car and using it for Drift Masters this weekend in Mondello Park. Now we got some nice 2J noises behind us with Tomas Kiley. Sweet. So very exciting weekend. Today we're doing a quick shakedown because the car hasn't been tested since we rebuilt it. I'll double check a couple of things to start with and then hand it over to Simen to get the feel of it and have some fun. So busy week. Today is Wednesday. We got practice here on the actual official drift layout for Drift Masters on Friday, and we have practice and qualifying Saturday and main event on Sunday. So action-packed weekend, but I'm so excited to be home. It's great to have some friends with me and just try to enjoy it as much as we can. So I think let's get going, and wishing you the best, man. In the car, gonna shake it down quickly. Lambda's on target, make sure boost is correct, make sure brakes are working, steering, everything like that. Then we'll hand over the keys and say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye, right.
To be honest, a little nervous just because it's a car I've never driven before, but I know it's a great car, so that makes me a little bit comfortable, but at the same time, it's James Deane's car. It's a track I've never gone to before, ride and drive. Yeah, just in general, it's definitely a pinch myself moment, if you know what I mean. What a car. I haven't been in the car yet and I'm already shaking. Definitely not going to drive that hard on the first lap, that I can tell you. Looks perfect right off the box, so it's going to be a good comparison to see how good he is and how shitty I will be in the car for the first lap. But my god, he definitely shows off the potential of the car, that I can tell you. The car sounds amazing, looks amazing on the track, super steady, smooth, nice. Definitely think we will have a good time, but
excited?
Hell yeah, yeah, I'm starting to get the nerves, that's for sure.
You'll feel better after you drive it.
Yeah.
How was it?
Awesome. Out of the box, perfect. And before you get to the start line, you can treat it like a burnout box.
Yep.
And then you can get the feel of the steering and sweet the engine and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Simen is in NDS 14.9, about to give it its first ever test lap from him behind the wheel. So it's going to be interesting. I'm sure it's going to be quite different for him. He has experience with like Audi's S14 and Formula Drift, but I feel like this car and this tyre and kind of my setup might be a bit snappier. And be interesting to get his reactions. Yeah, I hope he enjoys it. That's the most important thing. Yeah, perfect. Feel free. Track is clear. Very nice. Looks fast. Yeah, man, that looked nice. It looks like you're already look comfortable in the car. It looks really smooth through the corners, like stable angle, very smooth. So I think we'll just keep giving you laps here.
Yeah, definitely my timing is a little bit off when I go back on throttle, but a few more laps and we'll dial that in.
How do you find the engine, things like that, the power and the response?
All of that are pretty damn good, to be honest. No complaints on it. It's just my timing that needs to be sharpened a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to come in, we'll quickly have a look at the car, top it up with fuel, make sure the tires are okay, and we'll go again. But good job.
Yep, coming in for it.
Different?
Very different. Grip level is definitely different from what we are used to back in FD.
Yeah.
And we're not allowed to run those kind of tires back home in Norway as well.
Yeah.
So I noticed my timing is a little off. When I go back on throttle, I kind of doesn't expect that much forward grip.
Yeah.
So it pushes me a little bit inside.
And I gave you quite a lot of grip just to feel it as well.
Yeah.
You know, so you can learn ahead of time.
Absolutely. The handbrake is definitely more aggressive from...
As in you need to pull it harder?
No,
or it locks easier?
It locks very easy.
Yeah.
Getting the hang of that, shifting, steering, how it feels.
Everything is working, but you need to just learn the speed of everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fine
It looks
tune that
really
a little
smooth
bit.
from the outside. Like,
Appreciate it.
You look pretty comfortable for your first set of tires.
It's a great car.
Yeah.
It is. Happy is an understatement, but what a car. That's...
It's not my car, so I want to treat it nice.
You have to treat it like it is.
Yeah, I know. But I definitely notice I need to drive it harder, for sure.
Yeah, that looks better. Was that fourth gear?
Oh no, still third. Just try the different line and push it a little bit longer for transition to make the adjustment for the line.
Yeah, no, that looked, it was noticeably better. So you're probably, it's hard to see where I'm standing, but you're probably just transitioning too early and not, you know, when you didn't realize how much grip it has to pull out of a situation. But it looked really smooth and really good.
Thank you. Do you have any feedback for me to clean it up a little bit from your perspective?
As far as I can see from here, it looks like you're doing the first two corners really well, and then like use the angle. So I think you can even transition later into the second corner, and like this car loves angle.
Right, then we'll give it a shot. Coming for one more.
ready for qualifying, man.
Great, this is awesome.
Yeah, that was sick. Really sick. It looked so smooth. Honestly, it looks like you're driving that car for a long time. There's no steering corrections. Angle is smooth. Transitions are nice. Everything looks really like you're using the whole track. Tire on the edge, you know, coming out of the sweeper, and before coming into the last corner too, it's using all the track. So really good. Like the speed, when you pulled fourth gear, it looked like it just wanted to go to space. Alright, so just wrapped up Simon's shakedown. It went really well. Very, very impressed with how he was driving the car. Car out of the box is working sweet. I really enjoyed driving it myself at the start, just to feel it again after a good few months being out of the seat of this. And after a fresh new build, it's working absolutely perfect. So very happy with that. Very happy with how Simen drove the car, and was really cool, like hearing his excitement and feedback when he first felt it. Heard the high RPMs of the Deane Sport 2 JZ. Blew off 8 tires in about an hour and no issues. So we gave him a few different setups to try, like basically from high grip to like kill mode, and seeing him drive the car on kill mode in his last couple of laps, like seeing this car from the outside and the grip that it has with these tires is, I was like, oh my god, it looks like it's gonna it just picks up acceleration so quick while in drift. So it's really cool. I'm very impressed with how he drove it, and very excited to see how he gets on this weekend. So now for us, we brought some of our setup for the weekend. The Mustang is going to be here, S14.9 here. Now we're going back to the shop. We're gonna finish off the Mustang, a few last jobs to do it, put on our best guesstimate of a Mondello setup on the Mustang RTR, and then we'll be coming back tomorrow night, practice Friday, and all in for this weekend. So a lot going on, home crowd, lots of family and friends coming out, and this is an event that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. So let's go.
You can go for it. You can go for it now. Action.
Can I actually do what now?
Action.
Can I actually like...
Action.
Oh, no, it took us 6 weeks to build a car because we had to do everything twice.
Alright, so we're back in Mondello Park after the test, after going back to the workshop, getting the Mustang ready, all the spares needed to run 2 cars at Drift Masters. Now this is a very exciting moment for me. It's the first time that I've ever ran 2 drift cars at Drift Masters, one for myself, one for Simen Olsen, who's driving the S14.9 from last year, and I'm so excited about it. It's unreal. Ireland is the perfect event to do that at home crowd. I got the biggest crew that I've ever had to manage. Usual guys working on the Mustang, Mikey, Michael and Chris. Then I got my 2 brothers. My brother Mike from Deane Sport, who builds all of my engines, and Ken, who's also a mechanic and worked on all of my cars over the years from Ken Deane Motors. They're looking after the car for Simen. So Simen's in very safe hands. We also have the help of Lloyd, checking over the logs on both cars to make sure they're running good. Then we're selling merch here this weekend as well, so my sisters will be here managing the merch. It's just a wild weekend. I think I got over 20 people here with me this weekend, just as like family and crew. So very good to be back in Ireland. We also got the daily here, which will be on display next to the merch stand, and there's just so much going on. So Simon's getting ready now to do his first laps on track. I think he's going to do really well. And one huge thing that I didn't mention is, don't even know how, if I have the right words to describe how I'm feeling about coming in over the hill in Mondello Park for the first time driving Ford Mustang RTR. Like, that is something that I have dreamed about but never thought it would ever happen. So this weekend is the weekend, get to drive this car in front of the home crowd, hopefully do the best that we can possibly do. I'm going to give it everything, and let's see how it goes.
Took a while to get there, to get to sleep because of all the emotions and all the nerves and the excitement, but we had a good sleep, got in solid 8 hours, so happy with that. Yeah, it's gonna be a good day. I'm confident we'll have a lot of fun. Feeling good, but absolutely a little nervous. It's the first time going on a big track with a fourth gear initiation and with the compression due on the first turn. I've heard there's a lot of struggles there, but we're gonna take it easy from the start and just build our confidence up. It's the first time with the car on the track, everything, so we'll play it easy and lean into it a little bit more and more and more, and we'll see how it goes from there. We have all the visualization done, so when we go out there, we'll just try to use muscle memory and the feeling of the car and see where we're on the track and try to just place the car at the right spots and just flat out and have a lot of fun.
I've been really enjoying this because there's two practice groups, A and B. B are like the top guys in the championship order, and new drivers, and the rest are in practice A. So I've been able to watch Simen help him out during his first practice session. It's a very proud moment for me to be running two cars this weekend. Seeing him out on track is killing it. Really smooth. He loves the car, is fast, and I'm just like, this is class. So I'm really enjoying that side of this event too. Now we have to, put on the race suit, forget about all of that, and focus on driving the Mustang, coming in over the hill for the first time, and hope it all works out. Alright, so just finished our practice day on Friday at Drift Masters. Overall, it went really well. It was unreal driving this car in Mondello Park for the first time. I was very pumped and excited for the first lap, and I went absolutely full send from the start line. We were carrying a lot more speed than any time before, because I remembered after I had the issue in the first corner that there's no chicane, so we were going flat out from the start line. So I was probably going 10 miles an hour faster than normal, flicked in, and I was like, oh, not holding this. So went wide into the grass. We lost the chain splitter, but pulled straight out and drifted the rest of the lap. And then we went back out again, finished off those set of tyres, came in, made some changes to the setup, because obviously every car is different, and this car's setup is wildly different to the S14.9 that we are used to here. Every set of tyres, tweak the setup, and by the end we were really doing well. So I had some great chases with Conor Shanahan. Very happy with that. We're going to make another couple of changes for tomorrow to help with the first corner and just get as much grip and speed out of this Mustang as we can. But in general, very positive day. Car is running well. Other news, the car is much louder than any other car competing in Drift Masters, so I need to find a way to put silencers on the back for tomorrow. Yeah, at static, 4,000 RPM, the car is 119 decibels, which is insane. So we got to fab up something to compete for the rest of the weekend. Team have a lot of work to do between both cars, but we'll get there. So practice went a little bit better for us today. Feel more confident after the changes we made to the suspension and geometry overnight. Tried some new things with the rear anti-roll bar for this track, because the first corner, they're like coming in with a lot of speed, they're unloading over the bump, and then it loads up straight away. So it's quite interesting to feel the differences in different cars. So we knew the setup that we had in this for other tracks wasn't quite working. Tried some new stuff. What we were thinking in our minds worked to being on track today. So very happy with that. Now it's qualifying time, and just try to lay down the best lap we can. Hope it all works out. We are on the edge on the first corner, like carrying a hell of a lot of speed, but when you do that, you're very close to getting understeer in the first corner too. So we're hoping that it's going to be good for qualifying. We'll try our best and see what happens.
Qualifying run. We'll see how that one pans out as we move through the grid. We go back to the start line to a man that I'm very happy to see here. It's Simen Olsen. It's James Deane, S14.9, 2JZ underneath the bonnet. The man from Norway hammers through the gears as he comes over the hill. Simen Olsen flicks that car to angle, puts it right where it needs to be, and Simen Olsen gelled with his car straight away, a little on the inside, but nevertheless making it work right now as Simen Olsen fires through into this outside zone, foot flat to the floor, as he uses all of the 1,000 horsepower available to him, puts it right to the edge of the circuit. Simen Olsen not messing around. Nice line into this last outside zone as he puts it to the final one across the line, and job done. There we go. Not a bad first run, that's for sure. An 83.5 for Simen Olsen as he puts a score on the board. And now we go.
There was a big hesitation for me going into the first corner where I think the nerves took a little bit overhand. It's nice to have a score in the books, but I was definitely hoping for a little bit more and a cleaner lap. But after the initiation, I felt it was quite okay, but there's definitely a few centimeters more I can be deeper in the zones. And but the fluidity is there and the car is doing what it needs to. It's just me at this moment. So hopefully we'll get one more dry lap and I will definitely push a little bit harder to make up for the hesitation and try to send it in harder and build up the score a little bit.
I think that's a 50% run.
He's got more.
Yeah. Mustang RTR Spec 5 Deane. As he comes over the hill, the legend, the myth, the machine, as he works his way through the gears, as James Deane pilots his Mustang down the hill. We witnessed the first runs ever at Mondello Park in this car just yesterday, and now he puts it on display, on show for you guys in attendance and at home as James Deane works his way around Mondello. He knows this track like the back of his hand. Look at this, on the throttle, nice and early. You want to see these.
No matter what, if he would have just driven through the course, the crowd here is going to erupt anyways. Absolute legend in the motorsport and just a hero here, an icon.
Had probably more success and more podiums here than any other driver in Ireland. Look at that, absolute beautiful there from James Deane as he just touches the bumper off the wall in almost both spots. Nevertheless, a very good score indeed, and it will be a 91.5 for James Deane. Drops him into 7th position at the moment, and we're already... for James Deane, so I think that's going to be a score. Just a little...
Just in from first run, a few cars ahead of me, there was some raindrops in the window. I don't think the track was any different, but a few cars in front of me flew off the track, dropped wheels, Jack had an issue, Heinen, a couple of more people, so didn't know what was going on. So it was like, is there something up with the track? Don't know. I went in a little bit too cautious and I was just too on the inside of the first corner. The rest of the run is okay. We got 91.5. It's not too bad, definitely want it more, but I think for the next run we'll just send it in harder. We got a good score on the board, we're in for tomorrow no matter what, and try to pull something off. So let's see.
It's going to be into the 80s pretty soon, and it is going to be very difficult to supersede that.
It certainly is. We go back on the start line, Simen Olsen now, and we'll see what he can do. First run, 83. Nice and early. Look at that, the way he picks up the throttle. This is good from Simen Olsen at the moment. This car lent to Simen Olsen by James Deane for this weekend. Oh wow, that was beautiful from Simen Olsen. Nearly no break in there as he goes into that last outside zone across the line.
He looks so good in this car.
Yeah,
I know I sound like a broken record, but
the Makers campaign that James lends him this car for a full season.
I mean,
an 89 on the board for Simen Olsen. And he jumps himself up to 15th position at the moment. A nice improvement there for Simen Olsen. We go back to the start line to a man who definitely want to be in the qualifying showdown. Third in the championship at the moment. And it's going to be James Deane on the line in the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 DM. Comes off the line for the second. He knows what's on the board as he fires big angle at it, and he holds the angle as James Deane now sits. James Deane makes a mistake. Wow. And he aborts the run and says, that's all she's got.
Still it's on a show for the fans there, but we're seeing some of the best that this country has to offer, making mistakes that they've never made before.
very interesting weekend so far. I've been enjoying it, but it's been a challenge. We've had a lot to learn with the Mustang, because this is actually the first track that I've driven a Ford Mustang in where I know what a car should feel like, because I have so much experience around this track in Mondello. We started off okay in the first day, met some changes, met progress in other areas, but lost in some areas. And I felt like I was fighting the car a bit too much yesterday in practice, but I did pull off 2 really good runs at the end of practice in the lead position. So that's what I was planning to do in qualifying. Then we went out. The first run was kind of safe. I got 91.5, as in a few mistakes. It was just a bit safe. And the second run, I was ready to give it my absolute everything. Flicked in over the hill, full commitment. Got the first corner, which was the most challenging. Perfect, in my opinion. I was max angle, full power. You know, pick up all the zones in the right areas, transition back hard, drop the gear, just transition too hard, overall hated the car. And today's a new day. We went through the car last night, team stayed here late, and got back here early this morning. We made more changes, and I got 4 laps this morning, and the car feels awesome. So I'm feeling like we have a car that can win, feeling good on the track. I have some tough battles. Kevin Pazura, top 32. Haven't even looked really past that point. Or we're going to do a long interview with Becky's.
But what happened in the second run there?
Yeah, so first run was quite a bit safe for my liking, 91.5, and I knew that I had to give it everything in my second run. Peter was already after setting the bar really high at 99.5, so anything less than that was not going to be enough. So I left the line, went as hard as I possibly could in the car, got the first corner really good, and I sent it too hard when transitioning back into the second corner, and unfortunately over-rotated.
We've got to talk about, we're back at Mondello Park. It's your home track this year. You know, you're looking to repeat your performance of 2024 as you did take home the top step, the gold medal. What is it like to be back home, and especially bringing this brand new car here?
This weekend, debuting the Ford Mustang RTR in Ireland in front of the home fans, and during the last 45 minutes, I've just been spending time with fans in front of the car and just hearing all the feedback and the love and support, and no matter what, they support me no matter where I go. And I just want to try my best. I want to push hard. We figured out the car a lot more overnight. I'm feeling a lot more dialed today. I think the car can win, so it's just on me. Just got to push the limits, put on a show, and just remember, enjoy it.
For the line we go, another wildcard driver this weekend. Simen Olsen to take on Benedictus Cherba slots himself into that big position as well. Qualifying driver, only 1 place above Cherba. Collected. And Simen Olsen in that borrowed car from James Deane's team, that S14.9 carbon Kevlar 2JZ powered machine. Simen Olsen said he's so happy to be here. He said my only goal this weekend was to qualify.
Cherba came through there with a ton of speed, a ton of heat, and unfortunately for Simen Olsen, having to get through that. Well, here we go, car slide to gear. Simen Olsen going to try a little bit of redemption here, see if he can fast. Judges to decide, that's for sure, as Olsen puts the back bumper to the wall. Across the line. Oh, it always gets spicy when you start to see these contacts, because it will, in a lot of ways, come down to who's at fault, and it can be for Simen Olsen. So 1 vote for Simen Olsen. It's 2 votes for Simen Olsen. He gets the win and advances through to top 16. Bar is moved once again, and we say goodbye to Benedictus Cherba. We're going to go to you, David.
not a clean battle. I still made a lot of mistakes there, so we'll have to clean that up for next one, I guess, is Peter. So that's gonna be the biggest challenge of my life. So yeah, a little bit small dents here and there, but I think that's very fixable. Ah, what a feeling, what a feeling. I got my first battle win in Drift Masters.
Good job.
Hell yeah. The whole box.
Exactly that. Well, here we go. We go on the back on the start line. It's James Deane to take on Kevin Purser. James Deane, the higher qualifier, opting to lead first, and James Deane said this isn't going to be an easy battle against Kevin Purser. A lot of guys saying earlier on after practice that Kevin Purser had gripped that car up to the maximum. Kevin Purser having that car dialed in and saying that he was feeling good this weekend, as he always does.
Yeah.
Always says he's feeling good until he's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone feels good until they get knocked out, so we'll see what happens.
There we go, James Deane doing his hand exercises there before he puts that car into gear. Kevin Purser, as always, absolutely cool, calm and collected. Oh, he means business. He knows that James Deane is the man to beat here at Mondello Park. He knows he'll have all of the Irish fans screaming his name as they come through the gears, down over the hill, and a big flick, and look at that from Kevin Purser right on the back bumper. This is the closest battle we've seen so far. To the side of that Mustang, they come through their last outside zone door to door. Wow!
Wow! Another finals level battle right there, right off the bat. The best and worst part about battling James Deane is you know that lead run is going to be as close to perfect as anybody's going to get.
There we go, we're back on the line. Purser now to lead out Deane as Deane starts to creep through their start line already. Purser slams the visor shut on the helmet, and Deane jumps off that start line ready for action. He would have known by the spotters that Purser was always there. He was always in the wing mirror. And look at this big angle from Deane. Is it a mistake? He deals with it. Shallows up the angle. Kevin Purser looking rock solid as James Deane now fires down on the inside of that BMW. They go door to door in the outside zone. Kevin Purser unshaken though as he puts foot to floor, looks for the transition. Deane back into the battle. They go wide on the outside zone towards the wall. Deane glued to the door of Kevin Purser.
Holy, everybody is on the edge of their seats right now. What happened there with James Deane, who just threw an immense amount of angle at initiation? Out of what?
Here we go, decisions in, left for Purser, right for James Deane. It's one vote for Kevin Purser. It's going to be Kevin Purser!
Wow!
He takes down James Deane, and that mistake from James Deane on initiation, taking him out of competition. Deane said to me earlier on today, it's not going to be easy to beat Kevin Purser here at this track because he's on form.
The championship battle is taking a turn right now.
James, I obviously know this is not the way you wanted the weekend to go, but look, a brand new car, a brand new chassis, all of the developments are leading to this moment here, and this weekend it hasn't gone the way that you wanted to.
No, definitely not. Absolutely the last result I wanted this weekend, especially bringing this car to Ireland. I really wanted to put on a show, and I feel like I let my Irish fans down, but I tried my best. I knew I had to chase hard. He was chasing me really hard, and his car is really fast off the line, and he had a little bit of a gap by the entry, and I just flicked it. It went to too much angle, and yeah, I'm glad that I managed to hold on to it and rescue some of the run, but Very disappointed, but once again, thank you to all the best Irish fans for supporting me no matter where I go. Yeah, we'll be back next year and we'll have a point to prove for sure. Alright, so that didn't go to plan at all. So frustrating. We finished practice feeling like, honestly, that we could win. A lot of people are making mistakes in practice. I had 2 great chases, like unreal, in that route, and we just went out there, made a mistake in my leader, and I put a wheel just on the rumble strip, but it didn't affect him in the chase. The rest of the run was really good. Then in the chase, he was with me everywhere. Then when I was behind the chase, he's really fast off the line, and I thought I was ready for it, but he started still pulling a gap before initiation, and like it wasn't down to tire spin or anything. It was just his car has more torque, I think. He was pulling, and I was like, oh no, I'm too far behind even before we start. I was thinking about that, then I threw it in. The car snapped too much angle and it was kind of over from that moment. So I caught him back up. It was a nice chase for the rest of it, but the mistake at entry was huge. So it's all on me. Very disappointed because I really wanted to try to get on the podium with a Ford Mustang RTR at my home track. So to be out in top 32 after winning his last year is very upsetting, but just trying to stay relaxed. It's motorsport, this stuff happens, and we can only get better from it, you know. Back to the drawing board, have a bit of a break over the next couple of weeks. We have Goodwood Festival Speed coming up. Huge thanks to all the Irish fans for supporting me no matter what, but I just wish that we could have done more. I don't know. I don't even know how it all happened, but that did happen. I can't blame the car because it felt really good. Felt really good today. Disappointing, but it's motorsport. Up from a podium last weekend in FD to top 32 this weekend. It's my first top 32 in a while, maybe my first ever in Drift Masters outside of a mechanical. So it sucks, but it happens to everyone. Just have to take it. A huge thanks to Michael, Mikey and Chris, who worked really hard on this car before the event and during the event. Crazy long days. And a huge thanks to my brothers for running Simon's car. And the event isn't over yet because Simon is in top 16. He's loving the car. Now I'm going to shift focus to give him full support. And that car knows how to get on the podium here, and I hope he can do it.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for top 16. Well, the stage is set for what could be an unbelievable round of Drift Masters here in Mondello Park. Every year we come back here, we say there can't be more pace carried over the hill, there can't be more door-on-door battles, but there are every year. Every driver steps up the level to another level. They go beyond the level they've ever gone beyond before. And now Wiecek sits on the line against a man, a wild card, who has made his way somehow into the top 16.
So and Simon chasing first. I told him,
well, if I could take down some
full
other big names, I could take you down. He's in
drive the car
machine.
as
Simon
if it's his
Olsen
own.
From Norway,
and he
sits
will.
alongside, stares down the track, and Piotr Wiecek out 99.5.
Gonna be a good
first place qualifier from yesterday. He creeps off the line. Wiecek slides off the line in that incredible A90 Supra. Through the gears they come, and Olsen will not let Wiecek get away as he fires through initiation. Wiecek a little understeer, slows the car down, but now picks it back up again. Fires on big angle, gets into the outside zone. He's going to go wide though. He holds on to it. Olsen stands on the foot brake and balances. That carbon Kevlar rest 15 right where it needs to be. As now Wiecek finds that perfect qualifying line. Flames are up.
Pretty scrappy from the two of them. Simon had a bit of a mistake on the first corner, and I think Peter slowed down halfway through the first corner. So I think Peter slowed down in the outside zone. Yeah.
Well, they're back on the line, ready to rock and roll, and you can see Olsen now in that lead position. It's Piotr Wiecek, absolutely focused, stares down, wants to get the job done and move himself into the top 8. As the car slam into gear, we wait for the green light, and it is time for go. As you can see, Piotr Wiecek then pepping the car, trying to get that grip down. Doesn't want to let Olsen get away, as Olsen now works his way through the gears, flicks that car to angle on initiation. And look at this for Wiecek, absolutely beautiful, onto the side of that carbon Kevlar S15. And down Wiecek goes for it again, a little wobble. And Simon Olsen sets himself up for that outside outside zone. Back across the track they go. Back once again as Wiecek dives through the smoke, looks for the door, hunting down Simen Olsen as he pushes the Norwegian across the lot.
Very good lead run for Simen. Peter made contact going into the fourth outside zone on the second corner. But yeah, I think Peter might edge it unless they call Peter pretty bad for dropping the tyres off.
Great way to kick off here in our top 16.
Yeah, an incredible way to kick off top 16. Piotr Wiecek doing everything he needed to do in that battle. It was, and Simen Olsen says to him, look, that was a good battle, but I don't think I got the win. Start him left for Olsen, right for Wiecek. Who's going to go through to the top 8? Will it be Poland or Norway? It's going to be Poland. Wiecek gets the win and one closer.
Good job, Simen. You did your best.
Alright, so Drift Masters is officially a wrap for us. We had a great time. I couldn't be any happier with the whole experience in general. My goal was just to qualify, and I think we qualified with a good score. We got an 89, put us in 17th position. From there, we got the top 32 win against Benedictus Cherba. I think we're still quite lucky on that one. We got a top 16 finish. We lost the top 16 battle to Piotr Wiecek. Too many mistakes on my end, and he drove better, so well deserved to him, and he got the win of the whole event. So there's no better way to lose than to the winner. Big shout out to James and the whole team here for tagging me along, giving me the best possible outcome with the car and everything. It's been absolutely pleasure being here in Ireland, driving in Drift Masters, and the best time I could ever have behind the wheel of the S14.9. So big shout out to James and big shout out to Drift Masters for giving me the wild card, and I feel I have some unfinished business to do, so hopefully we'll be back soon. I want to do more, and I really want to do more in this car because I feel we have something to show here. So for now, that's it, but I'll be back.